Hey, it's Jenny, and I am here today to share with you a memory planner layout. I am using sticker kits from Coco Daisy's Autumn Thicket collection, and I am not going to be accentuating the beautiful fall parts of the kits. I'm going to instead just be focusing on sort of the beautiful colors and things like that instead. I live in Southern California, and quite frankly, we don't get fall like weather until the end of November, early December, and let's be honest, we all know what we're celebrating then instead, or I'm celebrating Christmas in the Christmas season, and there's really no time to celebrate fall then. So it's still upper 90s right now here, so I'm not thinking about fall and sweaters and boots and things like that. So instead, I'm just going to focus on rich, beautiful colors and things like that to go along with my photos. So my point in telling you this is that the kits are multifaceted. You may see fall, you may see fall in the forest, things like that, but they can be used for a wide variety of things, and I'm going to show you how. I printed my photos on the Canon selfie printer. I use a app called Pick Frame to create the collages to print them on 4x6 photo images. Now I'm cutting those apart using my paper trimmer. They end up being about 2 by 1.5 inches, and I have a lot of photos this week. This week was homecoming at my son's high school, and so there was just a lot of activity, which was really, really, really fun, but that lends itself to a lot of photos. So I'm going to just place them roughly on the days that they occurred. And so some days, like Monday, I actually have 4 photos. So it is tricky to get them to all line up in a way that is pleasing to the eye and a way that I enjoy them being the way that they are. So as you can see, I've got them there. They're there. That isn't where they'll remain. I'm just sort of laying them out so I can see visually what I've got, and then I'll go back and rearrange them how they will stay. So now I'm looking at, this is a special sticker kit. We don't ordinarily, this is like an add-on sticker kit. And I'm just kind of taking a look, seeing what we've got. How can I use these? They're really fun. And I know those tags are going to be extra fun to use because we don't normally get tags like that. And I want to use them to layer, layer, layer this week. So I'm going to pull one of those off and then place it in that lower left-hand corner. And then I'm going to adhere my little photo of my lemons on top of that. I'm putting the lemons this week because I was just particularly drawn to them. They're like starting to get the tiniest hue of yellow. They're like beginning to think about turning. And so I thought that was a cool spot to notate right there. Now for the photos up in the upper left-hand corner, I thought it would be good to overlap them. So I had a little bit of overlappage, and I thought, you know what, let's do that. Let's take that will help save space a little bit because Tuesday wasn't an overwhelming photo day, and so we had some room there, so it was okay if one of my Wednesday or Monday photos, if that took up some of Tuesday's space. So it's just about getting a little bit creative because you can see 4 photos on Monday, 1 on Tuesday. So there's a little bit of room there. There's a little bit of room to play around, and then so on and so forth throughout the week. 2 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday. So a little bit of room to get creative. Now, if you're thinking, yeah, I have nowhere near this many photos, what I'm thinking, so much more room for embellishment, so much more room for talking about the weather, things going on in your community, what's going on in the world, including headlines, and oh my gosh, so much more room for exciting things in the world, not just your little corner of the world. So I look at it as that's so exciting too. I'm still heavily focused on what's going around in my house, but I love it because it makes me think of what will I document 5 years from now or 10 years from now, and not just what's going on with me. So it is not just important to think about what's going on in your own home, but also in your neighborhood, in your town, in your state, etc., etc. All right, so now I'm starting to add. I just always start with Monday, go through Sunday. It's just the way my brain operates, but you can do it the way that you want to. I am adding the activity, but then we often get tacos on Mondays. It just works out. Our local taco spot has $1 carne asada tacos. So we often take advantage of that because we really like them, and then that's very cheap. So it's a good meal for dinner on Monday, especially because my sons love that. So you can see I have notated it right there. And then I will add other activities as well for Wednesday. And so I'm just using the clean color dot markers. I actually picked up a new set of different, more mild colors, like a little bit more pastel. And then some of the original set, like a couple of the colors, maybe just the pink, are a little bit neon, if you will. This set is all very muted, and I love that. So I'm really drawn to that color palette right now. So anyway, so I've added that right there to Tuesday. And so there's a lot of stuff I want to journal and a lot of stuff I want to say, but I'm going to have to end up adding that at the end of the week. Now, one of the things I love about the memory keeping sticker kit is that it always has the little strip stickers, and I always find those really fun to add on photos and things like that. Like, it's just a really fun little addition to add a little strip here, add a little strip there. Now you can see up on Tuesday I've added a little decorative bit. I just took the half circle and then combined a little floral sticker as well. It just ends up being a very cute little addition that is really not a big deal at all. Like, it's very, very simple. Now, same thing down at the bottom. I used a full box and I actually turned it on its side, and then I used a washi strip that I ended up just tearing a little portion off, and then that's it. It's very simple. It's very, very not complicated at all, but I love it. Now, this is a special package of mild liners that is available in the Cocoa Daisy store. It's an exclusive set. You won't find this set anywhere else. None of the colors themselves are exclusive, but the package is exclusive. I will link those up in the description below. I really love it because all of the colors are very, very neutral. I use this set a lot. It's a good set of browns and grays, and it goes with everything. And you'll see that obviously it goes really well with this particular collection. Now I'm just finishing up writing in our activities. I know most people don't do this, put in their activities and appointments and things like that, but I still do this because we still have a lot of things going on, and it's the reason that I started memory planning in the first place was just sort of to notate the way that our schedule looked and then documenting that schedule in photos. But I see that has changed so much even in the 6 years that I've been doing it. Now note, I know that you can't see where I'm putting down the washi strip in the top. I will pull this down in a second and you will be able to see it. I'm just trimming a little bit of it off with that X-Acto knife real quick, and I just didn't want the whole thing up at the top. It is changing though. It's really funny how time flies and how life looks so different in the span of 6 years. I had 3 sons in school. My oldest son was in the middle of high school. My oldest son is going to graduate from college here in just a couple of months. And yeah, things look so different. So it's crazy. But I love that washi strip. So pretty at the top. Now I've pulled back out this sheet, remember that from the beginning, because I love those tags, and I want to combine it with this full box sticker. So I'm going to do the same layering, and I not only do I love it because it looks really good, but I love it because then it is cohesive with both sides of the page. So you have the tag on the left and you have the tag on the right. So it just pulls it together on both sides of the page. Now I'm going to use some of those labels to add the plans and the activities for the days for both Thursday and Friday, and I will write those things right on those tags. Now, I don't love how I laid those out on here. I think I was probably thinking I was going to add washi or a decorative sticker, and then I never got around to it. Or I was going to add that little half circle or something like that, and then I just sort of never came back to it. But in the end, I really should have added another decorative sticker or something like that right there in the middle, and yeah, it feels like it's definitely missing something, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just 1 week, and in the end, it will just be 1 week in many, because that's okay, and it's very pretty and will end up being all right. All right, so then I'm using that half sticker that I ended up trimming off a little bit of the edge. I have it sitting flush right there underneath that photo of my son. I love it doing that. I love giving the circles that little bit where it just sits directly underneath the photos. It's so, I love the way that that turns out. Either that or overlapping the circles. Otherwise, I feel like they're just sort of floating out there, not having an anchor point. Now I am adding a third decorative element, that little box, and then adding the fern and then the other little leaf element right there. I'm trying to stick to florals and leaves that don't look like they're changing leaves, like colors, those types of things. Now another decorative strip at the top. I'm keeping it nice and colorful, so cheerful and pretty. I absolutely love it. So cute. Now I'm also using more of the alphabet stickers as well, spelling out homecoming at the top. Friday night was the football game, and then Saturday was the dance. And it just was a really fun weekend. We had not only that, but we had an engagement party as well. It was just a lot of fun. Alphabet stickers are always a really fun way to keep track of something. So, like for example, I'm spelling out lemons here. I spelled out homecoming. I spelled out tacos, like to tell you, like, oh, these are lemons. But then it gives that little decorative element as well. I think that they're just a really underrated supply in planning and memory planning. And I think that they definitely go a very long way. And I cannot say enough how much I love them and think that they just absolutely look great. Now I'm going to use this big open white space over here to draw some journaling lines. I'm using the thin edge of the mild liners to do that this week. This is the same mild liner I used on the other side from that Cocoa Daisy set. And I am going to talk about this week. Like I said, we had homecoming, we had an engagement party, we just had so many things going on this week, and so there is a lot to say, and I was glad that I had a lot of free space on Sunday, and then in that note section to be able to add a lot of journaling. Now again, with the strip stickers, I can't help myself, especially sometimes I feel like they just add that little extra something, especially to some of the photos as well. Like it just makes them feel a little bit more finished for me. I think they look really, really super cute there. So now I'm just adding that last little bit of journaling about the whole week, and then that is it. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.